In 2015, the BK introduced the Halloween Whopper. It was a burger dyed black.
Did we have that?
Nope, we had the purple one.
Oh.
The Wednesday burger.
That's a scare. No, we didn't have the black-colored burger. We had the purple one, both used with chemicals to turn them that way. Not the black one, but the purple one.
Don't worry,
both
it was
equally
purple.
as bad for your intestine. Yeah. No, that was purple.
It turned customers' waist green.
Great. I remember hearing about that.
It was not brought back the following year.
You know what's even spookier than your burgers?
Your poop.
Your crap.
We are 9.
This podcast isn't making it to 50, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Welcome to Juvenile Gravy.
Ready?
3, 2, 1.
Why? Why do you do that?
I didn't want you to know which clap. Oh,
You're
that's
the one
right.
editing.
That's right. I have to edit
start
this.
again. You ready? 3,
3, 2.
2. Garrett.
Yeah, we started.
What's love got to do with?
Do with it.
But honestly, like, what's love but a secondhand emotion?
I think it's a firsthand waste of time.
You know what isn't a waste of time? Liking and subscribing to this podcast and giving it a 5-star review wherever you're listening to, so then we can figure out what true love really is.
Yeah. I forgot what I was going to say to you. I had it all planned.
I know. I always try to hijack it before you do.
Yeah.
Every time Garrett goes to hijack it, I completely forget to do the little promo at the beginning.
This time you stole the prize.
Like we would have been 30 minutes deep talking about dolphins.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Welcome to Garrett's Not Allowed to Tell Stories Gravy.
Yeah. Well, welcome to You Made It Through the Instacart episode, Gravy. We're glad you're still sticking around with us after all that.
I hope you all enjoyed our guest Joseph on last episode because
I was 47, Garrett. This is 49.
Because I accidentally recorded that audio over my original audio in Audacity, so I had to untangle it.
Yeah.
Through the magic of editing.
Garrett works very hard for this podcast.
Cuts to a shot of me shoving all of the chips in my mouth that I can.
So
and then I just turned to Audrey and I'm like, well,
I'm recently getting over a chest cold because for some reason I'm catching everything that's going around these days.
Did you forget that we swapped curses?
Yes, I did. Garrett's like, I'm getting surgery.
You got both of them.
Yeah.
I was getting the car breakdown all the time.
Yeah.
And now you're sick and your car breaks down.
Yeah,
and I'm getting scot-free.
Yeah, Garrett's like, you know what? I could use a reprieve. So Garrett, I want to talk about this first. Garrett decided to go out on a limb and stick up and defend the Trump administration this morning.
God. No, I did not.
So I want to hear this, buddy. So Garrett actually spent 4 years at Princeton studying economics, and so I'm really looking forward to Garrett talking about what's going on right now.
Well, I was watching the news with my son this morning. I'm not allowed to tell stories.
Good God. No, dude, it's okay, because this time I'm really throwing down the hammer on you.
Okay.
It's good. You go ahead, and I'm going to be really rude.
Yeah. So I was watching the news this morning with my son, and I turned it on, and it was like...
Okay, wrap it up.
That's
all you get.
End.
Yeah.
Today we're talking about... Yes, no. So I turned. That was a really like Midwestern yes, no.
Yeah. Yes, no, no,
yeah,
yes.
no, I don't know.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I turned it on ABC and it was like flames crawling up a building. It was like, the world is over. Oh my gosh. And then I was like, let's watch a different one. And then I turned to like NBC or CNN or something. And it was like, we'd like to report that the entire world is crashing and no one will have any money for the rest of time. Yeah. And I was like, okay, let's watch a different one.
Right.
And I got through like 4 of them, and then it was like, look at these cute puppies. And I was like,
they're poor now because the economy is crashing.
Yeah. So then I checked my retirement, and then I was like, this is what they want me to do. And then I was just like, you know what? It's all going to be okay. So I got on Facebook and I just said some reassuring thoughts to everybody.
Can I please read it?
Sure, why not?
Garrett posted a picture of a graph nosediving. And here's what he said. Just a reminder, the first picture is the stock market over the weekend. The second picture is of all time, and it's like a stock market graph where that shows a really healthy graph.
Can you see 1929?
I did, yeah.
How it tanks.
Good God.
Pretty cool.
The world is not ending. The stock market goes up and down. First thing is, it's never wise to panic. So Garrett is not only giving us good advice about the economy, but also what to do in quicksand.
That's true. That's true.
The Lord provides that we need. The Lord provides what we need, not the government, and definitely not the stock market. He's been taking care of his people for a long time, and it just cuts to like year 25 in the desert. God, we're dying out here.
Piece of manna just
smacks him face. He's like, not till all of you are dead, except Joshua. Okay.
Is Moses okay? And it just turns and he's just smacking a rock with a staff.
Job's just staring up at the sky like, yeah.
Chisels off some of his wife onto his burger.
Good God. If you don't tithe now would be a good time to start. Audrey and I have tested him in this for 16 years, and we've never been let down. We've always had what we've needed and more.
That is true.
The news used media to make Biden look bad for 4 years, and the next 4 years is not going to be different. I agree.
Also true.
Yeah, I agree with that. By the way, the president is not in charge of your finances. Now, there needed to be a period there. You, in all caps,
I can't get away with anything.
are in charge of your finances. Second thing is, don't put all your eggs in one basket. This is true. So Kroger put all my eggs in one bag.
Don't be mean to your grocery carrier people either, because they will slam your eggs down as hard as they can.
Do you remember that when I talked about that? They totally did that to me. I was like, hey, yeah, I'll take them all in the trunk. Thanks.
Every time I pass the eggs in the supermarket, I think of that moment
of my story.
And I just zone out and I just see all these eggs just like, and then it just cuts back to me going, and then the person behind me is like, could you excuse me? I'm trying to get eggs. Can you move?
Yeah. So biscuits, if you don't remember,
price of eggs is going down.
Great.
So, just saying.
Everything else is anyway. And the person's putting the food in the back of my car. I'm like, yeah, can you just put it in the trunk for me? Thanks. And it was kind of raining, and all of a sudden I hear crunch.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
you said that she was walking to the car, and you just went chukung.
Yeah.
And didn't say hi.
And I'm just like, okay. Only 2 eggs out of that carton were good. Garrett later goes on to say, second thing is, don't put all your eggs in one basket. 10% of your income should be going back to where it came from, God's economy / kingdom. Then 10% of your income should be going into your savings, THRN, THRN. 15% should be going into retirement.
That was me having a stroke from my self-righteous writing.
CNN and Fox are going to continue feeding the insanity. Stay informed from neutral sources and keep following biblical principles. You're going to be all right. All I have to say is just follow this podcast.
I do all of those things.
Yeah.
But I don't follow the podcast.
I just pictured 10% of your income should be going back to where it came from, God's economy and kingdom. And I'm just looking at Africa, and flies are just on this old man sitting on a rock. Like,
hey, we give to those causes too.
Like
I don't
water,
I don't not do anything on that list that I said. All
water
right,
would be nice. And then I commented, there's all these comments, people agreeing and giving their reports. And I just post this picture, and it's the guys from Dodgeball, the announcers. They're like,
yeah,
let's head to the comment section and see what the experts have to say.
Yeah. That was not in support of anybody. That was in support of sanity and trying to speak into this crazy world. Everyone's going insane.
Listen, I'm not mad you posted it.
Because I thought you were.
Absolutely not. I love when you do that. I truly do. I just like to pick apart and just read it and then post it on this podcast. So because like when I heard don't put all your eggs in one basket, I'm like,
we're doing that with
a lesson there. Yeah. We took out a second mortgage on our homes for this podcast.
Yeah.
So that's Garrett's state of the economy for Monday. Tune in again Friday.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. By the way, I'm moving all of my stocks to the London Stock Exchange.
Oh, very good. That's never failed before.
Stocks with an L. I just show up to the Tower of London. I'm like, can you all trade me for some of these?
Yeah. Garrett walks in to the Stock Exchange of London, and he walks out as a paper boy, like, extra, extra, read all about it. It's London Stock Exchange nosedives. And I walk past you, and you're like, not a word.
And then you're like, you should really take those down to the tower and see what they do with them. I'm like, all right. And it just swings some corn over my back. And then it's just me, like, being, like, slammed down into some stocks. And she's like, exchange these stocks. I'm like, I can't.
You literally are, like, passing out papers, and all of a sudden, like, the Bridge of London all of a sudden collapses because it's so flippin' old. You're like, wow, the news really does write itself.
As I'm sitting there below a guillotine.
You just take a crayon and cross out the title of World Economy Improved, and you put London Bridge is falling down. And then a splatter of, like, red liquid just hits. You just hear... Oh, my gosh. I can't laugh, Biscuits, because I'm going to cough way too much.
The London Stock Exchange, I looked into it today, actually. They were, because I was curious. It started way before our stock exchange. Did you know that? Like early.
Yeah, Great Britain has been a country way longer than us, Garrett.
Yeah,
we fought this thing called the American Revolution, pal.
But it started after we started.
I thought you said before.
No. Our stock exchange started after theirs, but their stock exchange started before our country.
That's what. Yes, we agree. Yes, yeah. Of course, theirs is older. Did you know that the Egyptian Stock Exchange is way older than the United States? This is what I get for trying to say anything to a teacher with a master's degree. Hey, you see this Egyptian road? Yeah, way older than any American ones.
Yeah.
My laugh makes me sound like I'm like a 95-year-old man with tuberculosis.
Your laugh makes you sound like this is your last day.
Yeah, I'm freaking dying. I'm trying not to cough so bad right now.
You're the Walter White of this podcast.
I am so glad we're going through The Hobbit in school right now, because I haven't had to talk a lot. And we had testing today. So we had to, like, cut down the class period to 27 minutes each. So I literally walk in the class. Usually they're an hour and a half, but they're only like 55-ish minutes for me now, just for today. And I'm like, all right, no time, open books, chapter 1, page 3, The Hobbit. I'll tell you later. Press play. And it just plays. So I didn't talk much today at all.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Just like a teacher should be doing.
Not speaking.
Yeah. I remember one time in Spanish class, I'm not allowed to tell stories. I walked into Spanish class, and they sat us down, and there was just that TV up front.
Yeah.
And you know how every kid gets all excited?
Yes, and the TV is held by bungee cords, like orange bungee cords on top of it, connected to the the car.
Like over the top on the cart.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And my Spanish teacher just put down a book, and he got up and he was like, and then pressed play, and A Bug's Life started.
Awesome.
And then he just sat down, and it was like, da na 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 na. You know that brilliant score?
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
And it was
just
one
of the best scores in Pixar history.
Contalito Ronaldo, and we're just like, aww.
Everyone's like, oh. And then you hear from the class, rabble, 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 rabble. I would have really laughed if he put the TV in front of you guys for your Spanish class, and he's like, for the next 45 minutes, every Taco Bell commercial from 1985 to now. When do we get to the one with the Chihuahua? Shh, it's coming up. 1997's coming up.
Oh my god, dude. Holy crap. Oh man.
I'm good.
It looks like you're also shaking your computer screen, so it's going like this, and you're like violently coughing.
Yeah.
Seth is joining us today from Apollo 13.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy how they left us up here, Garrett. Really trying to get back down to Earth.
Houston, we've always had a problem since June 2024.
Houston, the South has always had a problem. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are attempting to give the reins back to Garrett for him
momentarily
to tell us another story. This one is hopefully just going. I'm setting a timer for 10.
This one is safe because I don't have much to say.
Yeah, he didn't about Instacart either. So, Garrett,
for the next 15 years of this podcast, I'm gonna get crap about that.
I'm gonna be like, member episode 48, member Instacart. Garrett, give us a state of the union. Give us an update on the state
of the nostril.
The nostril. Isn't that this Thursday? Your surgery?
It is Thursday, and I am nervous as crap.
All right, man.
So, we had another 1,000-person week at church this week.
Great.
And Easter's coming.
Yes.
So it was not even a holiday or a special thing. It was just a normal day. 1,000 people came.
Holiday.
Oh, I love that song. Guys, listen to Boys Like Girls. That is a great band.
That is the
Start
band
with the first album and stop with the first album.
Yeah, that is the band that bonded me and Garrett together. So when Garrett and I first met, we played Mario Kart for an entire day listening to Boys Like Girls.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
You'd never heard of them, right? You were like,
I knew The Great Escape.
Yeah.
But I didn't know the band. You know what I mean? Like, you know the song.
Yeah. So basically the last 3 months I've had opportunities to take this surgery, but like there's been no opening. And like just things are crazy at work. And the only thing I could think of the only time that I had was Audrey's birthday, which I explained last episode. And that Sunday was a particular Sunday that we have only one song prepared because we're doing an Easter egg hunt. So it's a 30-minute service, and it happened to be the best one for me to be able to miss. The problem is it's a 7 to 10 day recovery time. So I am going into surgery 10 days before Easter.
Okay, great.
And
good.
So we know we have at least, last year we had, I think we counted 1,100 people over the weekend.
And Biscuits, I just want to let you guys know right now, Easter, because I know a lot of you might not be Christians, and hey, we value all beliefs, well, most of them. If you think that Star Trek is better than Star Wars, we don't value your belief.
Yeah.
But Easter is the Super Bowl of Christianity.
Yeah.
Okay, this is like where everybody flocks to. You get your tickets, you wear your favorite sports team's gear. It's usually a cross.
It's tough because there's so many people who get dragged by their families who don't want to be there.
Just like the Super Bowl.
And yeah. And so it's tough for a worship leader because it's like you get up and you're expected to do something extra. You know what I mean? Like the band is supposed to be sharp. It's supposed to be an extra layer of excellence. And then you get up there and like half the people don't care.
Like the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's so perfect. Nope, I will not.
Yeah, it's okay. Keep going.
I'm going to tell you this right now. Your favorite team always wins the Super Bowl.
The end of this episode is going to be like, take care. Like the Super Bowl.
Like the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so I don't know. I have a plan A that I'm part of, and I have a plan B that I'm not part of. So
do you think Christ had the same type of plan?
Yeah.
He wakes up. No, I can't do it.
Yeah, no.
I can't do it. I'm going to. He wakes up. He's like, and then God's like, all right. Plan B. Get John in there. Get the scissors.
And he's floating on the water.
Yeah.
And he gets up and he's like, hopping.
Yeah.
Jesus looks a little different having come back.
Yeah, he looks a little agitated.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm scared. I have been holding off on like YouTube videos of like people who talk about their sinus surgery recoveries. And finally, I talked to Audrey about this before I did it. I was like, I think it's time. I think it's time for me to like type in.
You're finally like gonna go
sinus surgery recovery on YouTube and look at the first videos. And the first video was a guy. He had a bandage like this with tape like this all on his cheeks.
Dear God, no.
And he was like, it's been a day and a half.
Oh my gosh.
It hurts. Oh, it hurts so bad. And I was like,
breathing hurts.
This was a mistake.
Kill me.
Yeah. So then it fast forwarded to like day 8, and he was just like, "Well, I'm half alive now."
Yeah, that's great. That's good.
So it's gonna be quite painful.
Can we record like day 2 of your recovery?
I don't know, dude. I'm just scared. I don't know.
Do we need to have a guest? Do we need to have a guest co-host to do this with me while we're waiting?
I am gonna miss the Monday, so we should probably talk about that. But yeah,
Biscuits. If it's a best of, you know why.
Yeah.
Would that be episode 50, by the way? Would you be out when we're about to record
Yeah, it'll
episode
be
50?
episode 50, but
Oh my
I'm going to do my
gosh.
I'm going to still do the intro, but I'm going to do it in pain and you won't be able to understand me because my whole head will be wrapped in bandages.
Yeah.
It's just going to be like,
Yeah. Garrett, I'm going to laugh so hard if you have the Band-Aids, like, you know, the wrap over your face, and then you go to take it off in the mirror.
and I'm just a horse head.
No, and you're just completely invisible. Next time on The Invisible Man.
Yeah. And then I get on episode 50 to record, and it's just my head with a swoop here.
Yeah.
And then I like point down, and there's a book in front of you, and you
Yeah.
open it, and it says, "I swear I'm up to absolutely no good."
Yeah.
Also, I can't find my head.
Yeah. It's just no, you unwrap and it's gone and we're on the video and you just tell me to look down and there's a book. It says, currently on another man's body running through Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah.
It's just your head going through Sleepy Hollow. You're like, don't ride that hard. I'm getting sick. It's like next time on the Headless Horseman of Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah.
It's just Garrett's head. You're just going around and the horse guy stops on the horse and like people are like, oh my gosh. You're like, hold on. The second album of the Eagles.
Yeah.
You guys have to listen to it.
Yeah.
And then you go, now run.
Yeah. It's you and me on a horse riding, and it's just me with no head, and you're like, huh, I could have swore that California would be a lot beachier than this. And we just fall into a dry desert gulch.
Can you imagine on the grand adventures of Garrett's head? And you're just like in the World Cup of soccer, just being kicked around like, this is
Much more than I thought I would amount to.
incredible. Best seat in the house.
My head just goes to into a net.
Yeah.
Goal!
It's just traveling all around the world with a dotted line behind in your head, and your face is just like extremely happy, like just going all around the world. And then you go to North Korea,
Yeah, oh my gosh.
and then it's not funny anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, another citizen joins the colony.
Yeah. And you're like, hey, so what do you guys have to eat around here?
They're like, nothing. Absolutely
Yeah,
nothing.
absolutely nothing.
Yeah, so I don't know, dude. I could just be like over exaggerating my fear.
Right.
The doctor did say that I would be able to do slightly normal things about a day after.
Okay.
So he said just don't miss your pain meds.
Jeez.
Just
What a great comment from your doctor.
Because if you don't, you can't catch back up.
Yeah.
Once you start feeling the pain,
Yeah.
for some reason, like it never. Yeah. So he
Right.
said once you start on those meds, make sure you set an alarm. You don't fall behind on the Vicodin because
Yeah.
you're gonna be sorry.
You're recovering after a day and a half and you're remembering what it says. Like, yeah, you can do pretty much normal things. And you go ahead and take like a daffodil, you go, and you're like, ah, and all of a sudden a bumblebee just goes right in your nose, and then you're back in the hospital again.
Didn't expect to see you this soon, Mr. Gitchell.
He's like, well,
Never mind, I did.
At
Yeah,
least you didn't fall behind on your Vicodin, but you got
Yeah.
a little bit more vitamin B in your diet. And he's just like, I'll prescribe you some more Vicodin.
And then
he
I just
goes and
shoved
walks.
the utensil up his nose.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you see an episode 49.5,
Yeah.
and
Episode
it's just the best
50.
of, yeah.
Best of.
No, it won't have a number. It'll just say best of.
There's
and then
no
the next
way
one will
we
be
can
50.
attach a best of the episode 50. That would be so awful, dude.
Yeah,
That would be so terrible.
it's all right. We'll figure it out. We got to do something special. We're getting out of the filthy 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's what we're gonna
And
do.
into our slimy
Everything
60s.
is gonna be filthier.
Yeah. They're in their slimy 60s now. They're like slime balls. We just grease our hair back for 10 episodes.
Yeah. And you're the godfather for some reason.
Yeah.
You're like,
You
"Did
want me
break
to
any
kill a man
stones?"
on the wedding day, on my daughter's wedding day. And you're like, it's
Your
just
daughter's
one
a
guy.
cat named Nala.
Just petting her in the seat.
Yeah, so more to come, but I don't know. Just pray for me. Pray it's not going to be that. They are scraping out my entire face.
I mean,
So-
honest to God, I could use it.
Yeah.
All right, Garrett. Back by popular. It's not backed by popular.
You're the You're the only one asking for this. No one else wants this.
Because people text me like, "Hey, you finally did a Garnish episode," and
it was worse than ever.
And I'm like, "Shoot, now we're gonna have to do another one."
Yeah.
All right.
No, Joseph was awesome.
He did great.
It was really nice to not have to do anything.
Now the demand is back. All right, Garrett, hit me up with that garnish.
All right, this is the one that I failed to do.
From like 5 episodes ago, 6 episodes ago.
It just picked up right where I left off.
All right, here we go.
Today we're talking about that fast food kingdom that everybody loves. You can't have a wing, but you can dine with the king. That flame-broiled place that can flame spoil your face.
I'm so glad we're not a constitutional monarchy. McDonald's brought us democracy.
A place where even a poor pauper can wolf down a whopper.
Not anymore.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Fire up that broiler and get a notch looser on your belt.
Yeah.
Because you can have anything you want today. Today we're talking about the Burger King.
The Burger King?
The Burger King. There's only one.
You sound like I had a science teacher back in my junior year of high school. And we're going to the library where the computers are because we didn't have one-to-one laptops at the time because we lived in the Stone Age.
Of course.
And as we're going through the hallway, she looks at me. She's like 95. She was such an old bat. And she was like...
She's like, computers?
She's like, are you good at using the Google? And I'm just like, madam, you are old. I'm like, I don't know, Laverne. Were you good at piloting that U-boat during World War II? That's an awfully German name you have.
Yeah. I'm just sitting next to you, and I'm like, don't touch me.
Yeah. All right, Garrett, let's talk about Burger King. How many pieces of garnish are you putting on this bad boy today?
I forgot to put how many things. Gosh dang it.
Oh, dear God, we are in the Wild West. Garrett doesn't have a number. 5 pieces of garnish for your gravy today, biscuits.
You're going to have to give me a few times to get back into the swing of things. Because I always say something like, because we're going over 5 tasty flame-broiled facts about the Burger King, and I totally forgot that.
Why is it the Burger King? It's just Burger King.
I just like the sound of it.
The McDonald's.
I'm gonna start calling it. No, they don't deserve that.
The Taco Bell.
All right, fact number 1. Where, might you ask, did the monarch of all burgers come from?
Oh my gosh,
Florida. It started in Florida.
That is the last place I would have thought Burger King would have originated.
I thought
from.
of
That's
California, but I think that
I was
just
thinking
my
somewhere out west. Yeah.
Burger King can trace its origins all the way back to Jacksonville in the 1950s. It started when Keith G. Kramer, which is a total waste of a cool name.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Keith Kramer.
Keith Kramer.
Got his greasy hands on a couple of Reed Miracle machines.
Yeah.
One that made milkshakes and the other that made, you guessed it, grilled burgers. He was inspired by McDonald's. It was just getting the McDonald's chain that was just getting started out in San Bernardino, California.
Yes.
So if it wasn't for Ronald McDonald, Burger King might not exist.
Okay, we did one about McDonald's, and it wasn't Ronald McDonald. You know this. They know this. And I was thinking, too, like, can you imagine? Because, Burger King started in Florida. Can you imagine if it started, like, on the East Coast in Boston? Some guy's like, hey, I have this new burger restaurant, and all the Patriots are there, and they're like, oh, yeah, really? What's it called? We're so excited. He's like, Burger King, and they immediately squint their eyes, and the next thing they just tarred and feathered the founder. What did I do? We celebrate no king here, sir.
Yeah. The only quarter pounder that's going to happen is when we quarter your pounders.
And a guy's like, I have a great idea, and they're looking at him with like dripping tar and feathers. He's like, and it was called Taco King, and he immediately crossed out the king, and he looks at a picture of the Liberty Bell, and he just smiles. And that's how Taco Bell was made.
Was born. Its original name was Insta Burger King.
No, it wasn't.
Can't imagine why they dropped that.
Was it really Insta Burger King?
Yeah, because it was fast food.
They were way ahead of their time, dude.
Yeah. Little did they know how slow it would become.
God knows if it was called Insta Burger King, it would have taken one entire episode to talk about.
Yeah. Fact number 2. Over the years, Burger King has had many characters. The BK mascot, for starters, is a Burger King monarch who made his debut all the way back in 1955. He was a red-bearded ruler who lived on a burger throne and did magic tricks.
Oh.
In 1973, the king left his throne and transformed into the marvelous magical king that we all know and love and are super creeped out by today.
Yes. I pictured you talking about the history of like the Burger King monarchs, and you're like, yeah, but then the Burger Revolution happened, and you just see the scaffold and one of the Burger King mascots' head just being put down.
Yeah.
And you're looking at the crowd's point of view, like, rabble, rabble, rabble.
Yeah.
And then you just see burgers fly everywhere.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah.
Just trying to catch it and like,
Yeah.
we haven't had food in months.
And then the Burger Queen's like, let them eat fries. And then you just hear another.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
In 2015, the BK introduced the Halloween Whopper. It was a burger dyed black.
Did we have that?
Nope, we had the purple one.
Oh.
The Wednesday burger.
That's a scare. No, we didn't have the black colored burger. We had the purple one, both used with chemicals to turn them that way. Not the black one, but the purple one.
Don't worry,
both
it was
equally
purple.
as bad for your intestine. Yeah. No, that was purple.
It turned customers' waste green.
Great. I remember hearing about that.
It was not brought back the following year.
You know what's even spookier than your burgers?
Yo poop.
Your crap.
We are 9.
This podcast isn't making it to 50, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Welcome to Juvenile Gravy.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Okay. I have a picture of it.
Of the poop? Oh, of the burger. Oh, thank God. Yeah, Garrett, I was really frightened just a minute ago. You were going to show me a picture of human waste that was green.
Yeah.
I have a picture of it.
Fact number 4. The Burger King had the worst idea of all time. A Burger King in Spain decided to become Burger King,
What?
a branch of Burger King that only serves vegan options.
Oh my gosh.
It had meat substitutes supplied by a company called the Vegetarian Burger.
Uh-huh.
It lasted 1 month.
It was shut down the next day.
Why didn't we work? This
Why?
was such a great plan.
What could have been the final nail in our coffin? And literally a vegetarian's like, your product sucked.
Yeah.
Even the vegetarians hate it.
Even the
Hate you.
vegetarians didn't like it, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is Europe, so if it was going to
Yeah.
make it anywhere, it was going to be there.
A guy just goes like past that unicycle. Goes like, yeah, this was a very poorly made burger.
Yeah.
Just goes away.
We have the best idea in the world. And it's in Texas. And again, it's the red velvet rope, and they pull
Yeah.
it, and it's Burger King. And a bunch of Texans in hats just turn.
Yeah.
And then you just see
Yeah.
flames.
Just in Spain, they close down and they're like, by the way, Hamburg, Germany has declared war on you.
Yeah. All right. Fact number 5. The Whopper was introduced in 1957. That's it.
That's it, isn't
That's
it?
all
You
fact. Yeah.
suck, Garrett. Why does it
That
have
was
to...
when Seth messaged me and said, "Ready when you are."
Yeah. Well, Biscuits, we hope you've enjoyed these 5 facts about Burger King.
The
Now go out.
end. Wait, sorry, I interrupted you.
Now go out there and get McDonald's.
The end.
All right, Garrett, it is now time to tackle another item.
You got to introduce the last segment.
Go ahead, Garrett. We're keeping this anyway.
I don't know what we're talking about. You're gonna have to introduce the segment.
I hate you. All right, Garrett. This is just us adding seconds. gotta hit that hour benchmark, don't
Yeah,
we?
we gotta fill this with content somehow.
My nephew Carson, a few episodes ago, sent us a list of things for us to talk about, and we're going to
Love
hit
me
item
some
number
Carson.
3. Are you ready?
Carson, Carson, cut Carson's list. Cut Carson, Carson, cut Carson's list. Carson.
I even
Did you
knew
hear?
it was,
Did you hear that?
I even knew it was on its way, and I still forgot.
When I was editing that, I did that at the end. I wasn't expecting, and I went to go cut it, and I highlighted it, and I was like, and I just unselected it.
Great. I'm glad. I'm glad the biscuits know how the terribly tasting sausage is made. Here is the third thing on Carson's list. Are you ready for this, Irony?
I'm stoked. Yes.
Find the largest hamburger ever eaten.
Okay.
So
Challenge accepted.
Biscuits, give us a second. We're gonna do.
Okay. Challenge tolerated.
Yeah. Biscuits, give us just a second. We're going to go ahead and do a little clickety clack and research this, and we'll get back to you in a second.
The largest hamburger ever made weighed 2,566 pounds, 1,164 grams.
Kilograms. For all of our non-American listeners.
Yeah. And was achieved in Pilsting, Germany.
Yeah.
I don't know why my German is so soured.
What year was that?
2017.
Okay, mine's giving me false information.
Okay, fake news. Everybody.
Yeah, mine was giving me 2012.
It's out there. Well, you typed in Eaton.
Well, I'm on the Guinness Book of World Records, and it says Lauren Green, 2.74 tons, in September of 1999, made a burger of pure Montana beef, weighing 6,040 pounds at the Sleeping Buffalo Resort at Saco, Montana.
Saco. I love that name. That's cool. So we don't know the answer.
Thanks for listening.
All right, Seth, it's that time again. Time to get brushed up on the details of where we live, that beautiful little blue ball suspended in space. It's time once again for news from around the world.
I thought you were going to say it's time for seasonal allergies.
Okay. It is. It really is. We got some local honey.
But
I
guess I'll settle. Hey, that's news from around the world. That's right, in your own local backyard.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into this. This might be bumpy because we didn't get to read this last time because I rudely overtook the entire episode with one single story.
They're aware.
and now I don't remember what I wrote about. So
anybody who has survived episode 48 and is with us right now are painfully aware of what happened.
Yeah. Turns out the Catholic Church almost had the actual blood and body of Christ on their communion wafers.
Okay.
But they didn't.
Go on. How?
A laboratory analysis turned up nothing miraculous about red marks found on a communion wafer at a Catholic church in Indiana. The discovery at St. Anthony of Padua Catholic Church in Morris was unusual enough for a formal inspection, the Archdiocese of Indianapolis said. But a biochemical analysis revealed that only a fungus and 3 different species of bacteria, all of which are commonly found on human hands, was what was discovered. The Archdiocese said Monday, adding that no blood was found. The Catholic faith teaches that wine... This is not edited.
I am so intrigued by anything about the Catholic faith.
Oh, so I should keep going? Okay.
Just keep going, brother. This is...
the Catholic faith teaches that... I said Catholic fake. The Catholic faith teaches that wine and bread wafers signify the body and blood of Jesus Christ. Typically, they're consecrated by a priest at Mass. The host, or bread, with red marks had fallen out of a Mass kit. I guess that's a thing. Is that like a kit that they order with communion in it?
Can you just picture a box truck just pull out, just says Mass kits?
Yeah.
And it's a Muslim guy coming out and delivering it to them. Like,
where did you get this kit from?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Throughout the history of the Catholic Church, there have been well documented miracles and apparitions, and each has been thoroughly and carefully reviewed. The Archdiocese said.
They're like doing the whole fingerprint thing with the brush. They're like, and they have like a magnifying glass. They're like, all right, let's be careful about this.
Yeah. I don't know. So I think they believe that communion actually becomes the real blood and body of Christ, if I'm not mistaken.
This is. I don't want to offend any of our Catholic listeners.
Let's move on.
You just keep going. You keep going.
2 more animals are on the loose in America.
Okay, that's better. And they're both Catholic.
It's just 2 badgers out in the wilderness, and one's going, "It's real! It's fake! It's real!"
And then a horse just pops up. He's like, I'm actually Greek Orthodox.
Oh my gosh. Oh man.
Oh my gosh, we are ticking off every sect of Christianity right now. This is beautiful. Thank you so much for this podcast. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and don't
Or
let
you
this
can
turn you
unsubscribe
off
and
to the
unlike.
5-star review.
All right, 2 river otters, Louie and Ophelia, weaseled their way out of their Wisconsin zoo enclosure last week during a winter storm, which is the stupidest thing you can do if you're an otter.
Is this the otters? I almost picked this for an article for you to read.
Oh, really?
I almost did, yes.
Appearing on security camera footage, cavorting across the snow. It's an interesting word. I thought I knew every word.
Cavorting?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No, you don't.
No, you don't, do you? Hey there, smart guy.
Cavorting across the snow as the search continued on Tuesday. So they saw them on the security camera. The new zoo and adventure park said that the 2 North American river otters escaped through a small hole that they enlarged in a buried fence. That is really smart of them. They dug down and had to undo the fence. Why couldn't they just do it up above?
You ever see an octopus try to fit through things?
Yeah, it's so cool.
Scariest thing I've ever seen. That's like me trying to eavesdrop on people's conversations.
Like just they're just like, what was that? And then it's just you like going into a cup.
Yeah. I'm just right into a travel coffee mug. And then they go take a sip and I'm like, hi.
But Louie and Ophelia didn't appear to have gone far. Their tracks showed them exploring nearby bodies of water and returning to the zoo's perimeter now and again.
They're immediately like, yeah, it's still a little too cold.
Yeah. Footage revealed by the zoo shows an otter leaving a stoop of a building and launching itself onto its belly into a belly slide in the snow.
I freaking love otters, dude.
Yeah, I know. They're so cute.
They're amazing.
It's the undeniable bounce slide of an otter, said the zoo's Facebook.
There's just a man in full crocodile hunter gear. He's like, it's the unmistakable
bounce and slide.
Bounce and slide of the otters. And then he immediately like shoots a blow dart into an elephant.
Yeah. And then he starts fading down and he's like, I'm going to need an emotional support alligator when I wake up.
Yeah.
Just collapsed onto the ground. They're like, we've lost him.
All I want to know is, can I have a pet otter?
Yes, you can.
Oh.
All you have to do is convince Shelby.
Okay. So I can't have a pet otter.
Build the tank first and then ask.
Yeah. Hey, honey, can you come outside? I just saw that Family Guy episode where Peter's like, hey, Lois, can you come outside for a second? And then Lois is like, what? And he's like, all right, you can open your eyes now. She's like, Peter, what the heck? He's like, I know, it's a tank. Oh, that's a good one.
Search efforts include a hired tracker, motion-activated cameras, and public calls to send in photos and a video of sightings of the critters. So
I feel like
apparently these people don't know how to search for an animal because all they're doing is asking people for pictures.
I feel like this is going to be us with the United States government at some point. It's like,
yeah.
If you've seen the 2, please take pictures.
The heist of 100,000 eggs in Pennsylvania has become an impossible case that the police...
What's wrong?
I dad joked myself.
What did you say? What did you do?
Has become an impossible case that police have yet to crack.
Garrett.
Somebody stole 100,000 eggs. And a joke was born.
The yolk of this joke is quite heavy.
Yeah. 4 days after the theft, that law enforcement say could be tied to the sky-high cost of eggs.
Great.
No leads have come in. That's called taking it over the top, ladies and gentlemen. Eggs go up $1. Let's steal 100,000 of them.
This is quite an omelet of a case.
Turn it over.
They solve it. They're like, I guess you could say this case isn't just over, but it was easy.
There you go. You're
got you.
becoming a father.
Good God. Shelby, are you pregnant?
Yeah. No, you
Okay.
have cats. That counts.
Oh, okay. Yes. I have fur babies.
No leads have come in. Trooper First Class Megan Fraser, a spokesperson for the Pennsylvania State Police, said Wednesday, "We're relying on leads from people from the community. So we're hoping that somebody knows something and that they'll call us and give us some tips." So I can just picture somebody in the community being like, "I didn't remember putting 100,000 eggs here before."
What kind of police? That's like every police officer ever. We don't know anything, but if you know something, let us know.
Tell us.
So then we may know something. Great work.
I just feel like why would you need the police to tell you to report the suspect discovery of 100,000 eggs suddenly out of nowhere?
I just like, that makes a lot of sense though, because a lot of times you'll see like, if you have any information, please send it over and we'll give you $1,000. It's like
Police are also following up with any possible witnesses and looking into surveillance footage. Just start there.
so like
should we investigate that guy that said he saw someone stealing 100,000 eggs? No. Ask people on Facebook if they know anything.
What it should say is police officers are now starting to do their jobs. Like,
we have one eyewitness that says he saw 100,000 eggs, but he didn't know what it was about.
so
We'll
now
we'll get to that when we get through the important
yeah.
stuff. Ask them on Facebook.
Yeah, we are now starting to ask questions and we are now starting to investigate.
Yeah.
Channel 5 News, Cincinnati.
They are worth about $40,000. Really?
Wow.
That's a lot of clams. Which means this crime is a felony.
Oh.
So now we're taking it seriously.
What are you in for? Stealing eggs.
Pete and Jerry's Organics, LLC, said in a statement that the company is working with law enforcement to investigate the theft.
Wait, the part that cracked me up about that was LLC.
Yeah.
What was it? Pete and who's what?
Pete and Jerry.
Pete and Jerry's Organics. Wait, are you a company? Oh, yeah, LLC.
Yeah. We were Pete and Jerry, but then we decided to sell a lot of eggs.
So now we're a licensed company.
Yeah. And that's it for news from around the world. All right, folks, we had a really great plan. And then Seth decided he did not like the plan and threw it right out and crumpled it on a piece of paper and threw it into the garbage.
Garrett wanted to do the Wheel of Names, and I said, sweet, let's make new lists. Let's make new top ideas. You start first. Garrett's like, sweet, the Bible. And I said, all right. I want to talk about the state of the Taco Bell menu because
You had me at taco.
have you been to Taco Bell lately?
The last time I was there was buying your birthday present.
Okay, so recently.
Yeah.
What the heck is okay, so we don't have the volcano menu right now.
Are you going to bring up that Baja Blast
Bidet.
French bidet thing picture that I sent you?
I'm not, and I was hoping to God we would never talk about it.
I sent Seth all of the Banter Bite links that we upload through the week and the last episode, and then the next thing that came through was, whoop, and it was a bidet, but it was Baja Blast.
There's only one word to describe, and that's painful.
And then there was just bubble, like the bubble text, and then it just went, and then it went, whew, and just went away.
If I could describe it in one word, it'd be refreshing. But they don't have the volcano menu right now. They don't have the XXL chalupa.
I don't know what that is.
They don't have anything creative on the Taco Bell menu. But you know what they do have?
You and me.
That godforsaken Cantina menu right
What
now
is
on the
that?
Taco Bell menu.
I don't know what
So
this is.
the Cantina menu is like healthier options and ingredients they're trying to put on like Taco Bell.
Why are they doing this?
Like go to the Taco Bell menu right now online. And what this thing is they are like trying to incorporate fresher ingredients. Like you could get like a taco with fresh cabbage on it and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, what
So
the
Taco
heck am
Bell
I
when it started.
eating?
What is the volcano menu?
The volcano menu is amazing.
what
they
is
don't
that?
They don't have it right now. They had it 2 summers ago. They brought
There's
it
an
back 2
icon that
summers
just
ago.
says fire.
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
Okay.
But
not
look up the Cantina menu. Like they're coming out with
Okay.
all these awesome, cool looking tacos and quesadillas. We're like Cantina quesadilla, Cantina street tacos.
Why is every drink Baja Blast?
Because they're just doubling down at this point.
The
They're like,
only
you want a
thing-
Dr. Pepper? No, take a Baja Blast.
One item just says sauce,
Yeah.
and it's just a cup of red sauce.
Look at this Cantina menu,
For
dude.
60
This is
cents.
such a freaking disgrace.
It looks like normal stuff.
But it's not. It's not supposed to. It's Taco Bell.
It's Caliente Cantina Chicken Bowl.
Caliente.
$8.
Yeah. Caliente Cantina Chicken Burrito, $6.
Oh my gosh, that meal is $10.49.
Look at all this garbage, dude. Look what
Who
you
can
ever
afford
see
this?
You ever see Godfather? I'm going through this
No.
menu. I'm like, see how they massacred my boy.
Yeah, nice. I do know
Like-
that line though.
Like, look at all this. And they have like healthier chicken, caliente sauce. Like, what are we doing here?
I don't know, but I mean, if you had faith stock in Taco Bell, you should have lost it long ago.
I'm gonna say if you had stock in anything, you lost it today.
I only get the same. I only get the same thing. I get the number 6.
Get the
two
chalupas.
chalupas.
Yeah, dude.
You have this memorized.
You and I, we are of one being until we talk about other things.
But dude, I'm starting to like get the stuff the nervy twervies before I even eat a taco when I go now, because it's
The
like
nervy
last time I went
twervies.
it was $7 or something like that for the. No, it was more than that. It was like 10. It was like, I want to say $10 or $11 for the number 6, if I'm not mistaken.
I got a chalupa. I was coming home late at night, and Shelby was a little sick, and she wanted eggs on toast because that's what she's when she's sick. I said, okay, fine, but I'm stopping at Taco Bell and I'm getting myself something. She said, okay. I got a chalupa and 1 Doritos Locos taco. Do you know how much it cost?
A chalupa and 1 taco.
Doritos Locos taco, just regular Doritos Locos taco though.
9.
$8.08.
I was close.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, I can.
5 years ago, that would have been like $4.
I'm actually sad for my children because they're not going to know like what it's like to go get a cheap like fast food meal.
What happened to your face?
Did you lose me for a second?
I did. I can't see
Oh.
your face anymore.
I was talking to you. I can't see your face anymore.
Who should exit out first?
This is world-class podcasting, ladies and gentlemen.
Should you close?
Well, we can't see each other. So
Taco Bell heard what we're talking about. They're like, that's it. That's over. This podcast is done.
I can see me, but I can't see you. You can see yourself, but you can't see me.
Nope, I can't.
But we can hear each other.
Yeah. Here's my screen. Let me show you.
I can't see anything. Oh,
I
can
shared
see
my
that.
screen and
Okay.
now I can see you now.
Okay. All right,
Hey.
cool. We're back.
Okay, sweet.
And you're gone.
Okay. Am I gone again?
Okay. Okay, everybody. We would like to invite you to like and subscribe to all of these things. If you want more of this garbage for some reason, which I can't imagine why.
Well, you shouldn't like and subscribe those to Taco Bell Cantina menu. You should protest that and run away as far as possible from it.
Yeah. And if you wouldn't mind, go and subscribe to our YouTube channel, which you're going to be seeing those episodes as soon as the episode podcast comes out. So go subscribe to that too, because it's much, much more nauseating to watch our faces talk
Yeah.
as it is to hear us.
Take care.
Take care.